is Deborah the Judge radio podcast all the way from Putnam County, Florida. So hello, judges. How you guys doing today? I am doing fine. And if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. This is an opinionated podcast. Yes, it is, where I talk about daily news, sometimes Hollywood, sometimes politics. But I want to express that at the end of every day, regardless of what's going on in Hollywood, whatever's going on in politics, Black people, please understand. Do not get tied up in the bullshit. Okay. Our main concern as African Americans, descendants of slaves, is about reparations. So don't get distracted. Please understand that. So I talk about a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, any political party that you want to feel like you want to support, if they're not talking about reparations, you really need to think about who you really want to vote for. Because African Americans are descendants of slaves. We have been loyal to the Democratic Party. A lot of people don't want to vote for them anymore, especially in Chicago with all that bullshit that's going on. Because you know they're trying to get the resignation of that mayor in Chicago because he is catering to the immigrants. They're already building those nice tents over there on 38th in California. And they're showing pictures of African American people sleeping on the damn trains and shit in Chicago. It's cold. They ain't got no place to go. So they're trying to, like I said, get rid of that person, the mayor, at this point. And they should have got rid of him a long time ago. But I'm just saying. So let me go ahead and hit this news with you, and I'm going to eventually get out of here. I'm talking about New York Police Department and the National Guard now has been placed on high alert in New York. High alert. And you have to understand that because of everything that's going on, and New York is the number one target that was listed on the target list. They're a number one target for what we call Hamas and people that are pro-Palestinian that was involved in the incident, the tragic incidents of hostages being stolen or taken in October the 7th in Israel. But I just wanted to tell you that, yes, they have been put on high alert right in the Christmas season. That's interesting that they would do that. Hunter Biden, finally, he has been charged with 9 federal tax crimes. 5 years. It took him 5 years, the FBI 5 years, to find the information they needed to convict Hunter Biden with federal charges. So that's getting ready to go forward. So it's really going to be interesting because at the end of the day, a lot of high-profile people with money, one of their major downfalls is not paying taxes. That's how they get a lot of these high-powered people on tax evasion. That's how they got Al Capone and a lot of those gangsters in Chicago, because they didn't pay their taxes. Not because they were bootlegging, not because they were doing other things, mafia, killing people. That's not how they busted them. They busted them on tax evasion. And the reason they did that is because it's easier to prove that they didn't pay their taxes because of documentation than it is for anything else. It's easy to get them on that. That's why they tried to come after who? Trump. That's why they came after Trump. If they could have came after anything else, they would have, but they didn't have any proof. Because in order to have proof, you got to have some type of documentation, and they didn't have enough documentation to prove their point on Trump. And that's why he said that they won't change the tax laws, because everybody uses them. All the rich uses them. It's poor people like me. I'm pouring money, but not in spirit. Okay, but it's poor people like me who, who are the ones who are suffering because we don't have an attorney or attorneys to help us to get through this web of tax evasion. So anyway, let me go ahead. So yeah, Hunter Biden, good for you, because you're no better than anybody else. You're no better than Donald J. Trump. They came after him, now they're coming after you, and eventually they're probably going to come after Joe, being affiliated some kind of way, and that's going to be another 10 years. But at that end, Joe would probably be he probably would have been dead and gone by then, or he'd probably be forgetting who he was by then. I shouldn't be making fun of people with Alzheimer's and dementia. That's not right. So I take that back. Please forgive me, Lord. Okay, so here we go. Now we have Israel. Israel, I've seen pictures today where they have these captured Hamas, and they got them on their knees with their hands behind their head with their shirts off. They got them lined up or like around the block and shit. I'm like, wow. So they're not playing. They're in a place called Khan Yanis. And that's where you see a lot of these Israel have captured those Hamas people that was involved in shooting weapons and all that kind of stuff over to Israel. So I'm glad to see that. And I think what they're going to do is they captured all these terrorist people so they can renegotiate some more and getting those Israelis that were hostages free. But between me and you, as I told you before, they say it's supposed to be 137 hostages. I believe that probably half of those hostages are already dead. And I think that maybe some of those hostages they say they probably have already replaced them with more Israelis that they have kidnapped and are holding as hostages. So they may not be the 137 that they started with. They still might have 137, but probably some of them 137s has already been dead and gone, and they replaced them with other Israeli hostages. When it could be other hostages that were not Israeli. You see what I'm saying? So they can keep those numbers up. So I think that's what Israel is going to do, is try to negotiate, because those families of the Israeli hostages, they're still saying, we want our family members back. But as I told you before, I believe half of those hostages are already dead and gone, and collateral damage. This is a part of war. So next we have the flooding of the tunnels in Gaza. So what the army is going to do is they're going to use seawater to flood them damn tunnels. Ooh, Lord have mercy. And it won't matter if you can swim or not. Because when that water starts gushing through these damn tunnels, ain't nothing they're going to be able to do. And imagine if they got any kind of electrical type things that are down in those tunnels, which you know they do because they got lights and electricity and stuff like that. So when that water hits that damn electricity, it's going to screw up a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people going to be dead. Yes, they are. And they're finding more tunnels and tunnels every day. And they're moving to the southern part of that area. So as the people who moved out of the north section of Gaza moving down to the southern part, they all down there now. And of course, America is passive aggressive in all this, as I said. They're trying to make people think that they're really, telling Israel, look, you got to end this war. Hurry up and end it. We need to give humanitarian relief in there. Guess what? Israel ain't thinking about that shit. Israel said never again. And they meant that. When they say never again, can you imagine if somebody do you wrong and dog you out, and then you say to yourself, never again? When you say that, you mean that shit. So that's how I'm going to stay about that. But Hamas is still kicking ass. They ain't laying down dying yet because they've already shot missiles and shit over in Tel Aviv, which is the capital of Israel, I believe. Or is it Jerusalem? I think it's Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, right? But anyway, Tel Aviv is where they've been shooting the missiles and shit. Now, I've been over there to Israel a couple of times, so I should know. It's a lovely place. It's like, to me, when I was in Israel, it was like stepping into the Bible. Because everything over there is like ancient shit. It seemed like ancient. Because they keep all these old buildings and artifacts and all that shit. So it's just amazing. I went into the place where, they say Jesus was put into this little hole and they put that rolling stone over there. I went in there. I was in that place too. I felt a presence of the Lord. No kidding. I'm not finna play with that, but I was there in Garden of Gethsemane. I was there. I was on the Dead Sea. It's amazing. The water is so thick. You could walk out into the water, and when you get to a certain level on your body, like your waist, your feet just lifts up off the ground in the water, and you automatically float. It made me think about, well, maybe he did walk the sea. Because if you're standing up in this thick water of the Dead Sea, and all of a sudden your feet lifts up and you can't drown, then maybe you could walk the water. I'm just saying, it's just a thought process that I have. But if you've never been to Israel, I hope that you guys get a chance to go, especially if you say, um, you spend your money for those things that are important to you, which to me is people. It's not things. I'd rather spend my money on people that need it than on things. Because things, to me, it doesn't give me self-satisfaction. I'd rather give somebody something that needs something than to go and buy something just to have it. Because a lot of times people buy shit that they don't even need. They just want it. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But go to Israel. It is one of the most magical, wonderful. It's not magical. It's just, I can't explain it. It's no words to explain how you feel when you're there in that city. And they have the military, they're walking around with those rifles and shit. It doesn't even bother you for some reason. You hear the air sirens and shit. I was privy to be able to see all that and hear all of that when I was there, both times, But it's just amazing to be there, especially as an African American, especially as a black person, because they really like, where'd she come from? And I'm saying to myself, hell, I got a right to be here too, because really, maybe you are the one that shouldn't be here. Maybe this is really my home, my ancestors' home. And for those who don't know, I'm going to post this map. I'm going to post a map, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it on YouTube, but I think I'm going to post it on the next YouTube video I do. It's called Negro Land, and it's in Africa. And it's no longer, of course, on the maps because the map changed in the 1600s, early 1600s. But I happened to come across this map of Africa, and it was before the 1600s. And it shows on the northern western area of Africa, there was a place called Negro Land, right next to a place called Guinea. But for the next video, I'm going to post that so you guys can see it, okay? So, PDiddy, oh, Lord have mercy. When will this ever end? It's never going to end. It's never going to end. So I posted up there about Mary J. Blige was pregnant by P. Diddy, allegedly, okay? But it's coming out that she was pregnant by P. Diddy during the time that he was involved with Kim Porter, okay? When he was involved with Kim Porter. And P. Diddy told Mary J. Blige, look, get rid of the baby. So she ended up having an abortion. Okay, this is allegedly. But it now is coming out, and I think eventually Mary J. Blige probably is going to end up talking about it. Or she may even make her own book. Everybody going to have a book after this is over with. We're going to have many more millionaires. More books coming out, okay? Because, everybody want to get a book deal. Is it that much money in books when you make that 10 bestseller list or something? Because everybody got a book deal. Okay. But anyway, yes. So she was talking, was saying, yeah, I was pregnant. So we're gonna see what's gonna end up with that. That's crazy. Then we have Cassie's girlfriend, Tiffany Red. Was Cassie? That's the girl, of course, we know that filed the lawsuit that got the snowball rolling on the slope down the hill. The legal stuff on P Diddy. Cassie, the one that got it all started. He has Cassie to thank for that. Okay, but this is Cassie's girlfriend, Tiffany Red, and she said she was a witness to a lot of the stuff that happened in Cassie's lawsuit. So there's going to be so much when the FBI, y'all know they went to P Diddy's home allegedly and got 32 videotapes. So you know when the FBI come after you, all these people that said they confirmed what was said in Cassie's lawsuit, these are all people that are going to be dragged into court or asked to come to court in order to verify. And I believe that Jenny on the block, I believe that she eventually will also have to be one of the ones that will be coming in to testify against what's going to happen, what P. Diddy did. And I think she just got away by the hair of her chinny chin chin because she was very popular, very, very popular. And probably he didn't want to draw any problems with her, dealing with her. But at the end of the day, she's Latino. So did he mess with the other ones because they were African American and the quality or going after uh, cases? In other words, going after a woman who's been misused as an African American, does that hold type of uh, the same type of power or the same type of I can't think of the word, but it's basically saying that being Latino, you have more power in the courts than you would if you were African American woman. Okay. So the other thing too is now there's a man has come out, and more are going to come out. Okay, because all these men came out and said P Diddy tried to um, engage with them, from Columbus Short to Aaron Hall, and it goes on and on. But now there's a new guy, and I'm pretty sure he's African American, that went to school with P Diddy at Howard University, and basically he's filing sexual assault charges against P Diddy. You cannot make this shit up. It's just too much. It's just too much. It's too much. And of course, P Diddy come out and say everybody's a lie. Everybody lying. No, not if everybody. Everybody ain't lying now. There might be some stretching in it, but everybody is not lying on you, P Diddy. Is not lying. And at the end of the day, the courts is going to expose it, or either 50 Cent is going to expose it. Because 50 Cent is the GOAT right now. The GOAT of Hollywood, the greatest of all time as far as rappers is concerned. Because he's exposing him, and he's starting to expose Jay-Z. Who knew? Who knew? But I think he probably got something on both of them. But my question is, what do they have on you? That's my question. What they got on you? What does Vivica Fox know? That's what I want. I want to know what Vivica knows. Because they didn't stay in that relationship too long. But regardless of what happens, I think right now, 50 Cent has always produced great music for a long time, long time. He just ain't, collaborating with other people and getting paid, putting other people on the ball. He's been doing stuff a long time. In all these movies, not Empire, but I think it's Power. Yeah, he got Power, and a couple of other movies that he's done that are on Netflix. And I got rid of my subscription on Netflix because I think that with Power and the other movies that he was doing, they had stopped production for a while, so I canceled my Netflix. I might, go back and get it again, but yeah, he got three powerful stuff on, I think, Netflix, or is it Stars? Ooh, Lord have mercy. But anyway, he has some very good movies, okay? And he's doing that Surviving P. Diddy. Now, P. Diddy's attorneys are coming after 50 Cent and trying to sue him. So they put that in the news. So P. Diddy, I guess, figuring I'm going to start fighting back. P. Diddy, you need to be saving your money, liquidating your money, and getting the hell out of the United States. That's what the hell you need to be doing. Why you got a chance? Wink, wink. Why you got a chance? But at the end of the day, I want him to stay. I want him to stay, and I want to see the results of all this is going to happen. Because the average person that has problems and issues, they can't just get up and run. We can't just get up and run and go to another country. We have to face the music. Art Kelly faced the music. You need to face the music at the end of the day. But like I said, Puffy, I don't believe Puffy is built like that to be in prison. I just don't think he's built like that. Because I don't think he's no real gangster at the end of the day. So a lot of this information I got from Kiki's Tea. Kiki's Tea or Kiki's Tea. Kikist on YouTube. So if you want more information, you can go to her YouTube channel. She goes in depth, about 2 hours. And the reason that I go into these YouTube and read a lot of it, because I got time. Ain't nowhere in the world that I would be on YouTube 3 and 4 hours, or 3 hours at the most, reviewing everybody's damn YouTube and then giving you a summation of what was said. Because a lot of time when you get on YouTube, on somebody's channel, they'll have a whole hour of bullshit, and then they have one paragraph of what you really came for the video to find out. Just like somebody titled P. Diddy, Howard University student files assault charges against P. Diddy. So, you interested, you want to see what's going on. And then you click on the video, it's a fucking hour and a half video. And then the person who's doing it just laughing and kiki talking shit. And you're like, I want to get to the information. And then they don't really have a lot of information except for what they said on the beginning. They ain't got the person's name up there. They ain't got what year he attended there. They ain't got none of that shit up there. But they said they got allegations. So that means that if he filed something against P. Diddy, that means there's a legal briefing somewhere, or a legal lawsuit somewhere. And that becomes public record. So he can't hide that. But who got time to read a 15, 16-page letter? Just like with Cassie. I think Cassie's lawsuit started out with 160 pages, and it's shrunk down to maybe like 60 or 50. Who got time to go through all that shit just to find out that P. Diddy was a dirty motherfucker? And these are most of the things that he did. But he sure acting like he innocent and shit. But 50 Cent gonna get him. 50 Cent said, I am ready, surviving P. Diddy. Now, P. Diddy, if you are listening to this, P. Diddy, okay, let me help you out a little bit. Like, he needs some help from me, okay? But I'm just gonna say. So this is what we should do. Surviving P. Diddy. Now, just in case, because there's some shit that goes on that you can't always control. But just in case they don't allow you to use that name or that title, Surviving P. Diddy, if the legalities of Puff Daddy say you can't use that name, I want you to call it Dunamis. Dunamis. Falling Dunamis. Spelled Dunamis. And dunamis is a Greek word for power. So it would be really saying falling power. But in Greek, it would be called falling dunamis. And I think that would be perfect. Because everybody like, what the fuck is dunamis? What the hell is that? They be trying to Google that shit up and shit. But that's what it means. Dunamis is power. That's the power that P. Diddy had. And you can control people when you got power and when you got money. So here we go. Episode 1. is P. Diddy's start. No, episode 1. It shows P. Diddy's upbringing as a child to a teenager. So what he went through when he was in his at home, and how his mother and father raised him as a child, and the trial and tribulations and things that he went through when he was a kid. Okay, but at the end of the day, he couldn't have been too damn poor. He went to Howard University, so that goes to show you right there. He wasn't no project kid. Okay, episode 2. As he began to get in his teen years and through his adolescent teen years, when did he start enjoying music, and how did music form him? Episode 3. Episode 3. His personal relationships with his first friends in the music industry, love affairs, and his first gay encounter. You know I was going to throw that shit in there. How he was attracted to the gay lifestyle, because it just didn't start later. 4. Connecting himself to power. How was he able to connect with power, with important people, with Clyde Davis, with Quincy Jones, and the above? How was he able to connect to power? And when did he see the need to start the companies like Sean John and all of those liquor promotions affiliated? We talk about that shit. Okay, that needs to be said. Number 5, episode 5. His first successful move. So when was his first successful move? And what did he do in order to obtain that? In other words, what sacrifices did he make in order to have that successful move? And how did it branch off into other power plays? Number 6. The hate that he began to develop. So how did this hate begin to start? Because he started releasing all of these different contracts back to people. Remember, last year, the year before last, he started releasing these contracts back to the people that he took them from, and started giving them the rights and stuff allegedly back. So why did he do this? And what was their involvement in it? And all those people who were connected with P. Diddy. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? Okay, that's just a scenario of how shit should be rolling before we get down, because it's not going to end. I don't want him to have an ending. The ending is with him in jail bent over. That's going to be the end. Ew. I don't necessarily want to see all of that. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm getting ready to get out of here. It's been a jury day here, and I had to get out and pick up some things because I was invited to a couple of parties for Christmas, and I am bringing a barbecue to the party on tomorrow. My friend is inviting me over to her house, and I'm bringing the barbecue ribs that I purchased from the store. And I'm going to cut that shit up, put it in a tin-foil pan with aluminum foil over it. I'm going to heat it before I leave in my damn air fryer oven. I got a real nice air fryer stove. It's really nice. You want to see it? Look. And me, I waited because I don't just get shit. I'm the kind of person that I'll save up money for however long it takes to get the shit that I want to get. You know, some people just get it because they need it. And no, I'll wait. I'll use a fucking one burner stove. You know, little one burner stoves when you go camping. I'll use that motherfucker until I can save up to get the one I want. You know, some people say, well, no, I'll go out and get me a much, much cheaper one now, because that's money I could be using for the one I want. So this is the stove right here. I love the stove. It is a Samsung. Okay, it is a Samsung air fryer stove. Smart settings and everything. Nice little cooktop and shit. But it got everything. You see where it says air fry? It's nice, you know. Nice little stove and shit. Okay. I've used the air fryer a couple of times. But anyway. You guys take care. I'm gonna go back to bed. I know it's only what 4:26, but I'm tired as hell because I went out and handled some business and whatnot. So I am tired. So y'all be blessed, and we will talk later. And dunamis. Peace. Bye bye.